Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Today we are looking at garments to help you keep cool in the summer. Now that's both looking cool and keeping cool. So we have some short-legged pants, or shorts as some people like to refer to them. So these are from a German company called Brandit. Now Brandit are, you'd consider that they're classed more of a budget-friendly company as far as the items that they make. However, don't let that budget-friendly kind of look or feel to them put you off. I've had several items from Brandit in the past and been very happy with them, and they certainly last. I think that's the most important thing. It's a balance between the cost and whether they're just a pair of shorts that you'll have just for one summer. I've had other things from them in the past and they've lasted me a hell of a long time, so you know, I'm sure that these will last for more than just one summer. But I was given the option for military first. I was talking to them and they said, we'd like you to send you a pair. So they've actually sent me three. I'm going to have a look at these two now and we'll have a look at the third one afterwards, mainly because it's slightly different to these. So these are the two that I picked. Now the first one's here in my left hand. These are the BDU shorts with a German company. I had to pick them up in Flecktarn. Flecktarn is one of my favourite camos. I think it's one of the best camos out there. It's a shame that this is going to be retired soon. Yeah, Flecktarn absolutely rocks, but these are the BDUs. And then in the US Woodland, which again, I think growing up in the 80s watching Mr. T on the A-Team and all that sort of stuff, it was all kind of about the US Woodland. So these are the Savage, what are they called? The Savage vintage shorts. I get real nostalgia hits when you look at all the little bits that are holding off them at the bottom. I want to put these on, listen to some Limp Bizkit and go and break some stuff. If you get that reference, that's because you're cool and probably old as well. Now let's turn the camera around, take a closer look at both of them. Now before we go into both of these, one thing that I forgot to mention is, as far as the sizing of these, I find that Brandit are accurate to whatever your normal waist is. I'm a 36-inch waist, I weigh about 14.5 stone. I'm 5'9", 5'10"-ish. I got these in the extra large, which I checked the website. It says extra large were a 36-inch waist and they fit me perfectly. They're a little bit tight when you first put them on. So as far as construction is concerned, so they're cotton. But what you'll find is once you've had them on for, I don't know, a couple of hours, then they do just relax that extra little bit. But again, if you're concerned about the sizes, check the website, and I would say that the sizes are accurate to what they should be. So just to step back again, so these are made from cotton, and these are a ripstop cotton. So in the summer they are nice, and they certainly do breathe. With cotton though, cotton does have a habit of holding water, so if you are getting a little bit sweaty around the gooch and around that area, then you will find it tends to hold that water extra little bit more. It's more of an observation. It's not really something that I'd kind of point out as being a bad thing, but yeah, just really an observation with these. But the ripstop is also nice. It's got that kind of ripstop texture to these. Now, although I have this in Flecktarn and the other ones in US Woodland, both of these shorts are available in multiple different camos or flat colours, depending on what you fancy and certainly what mood you're in. Now, as always, we'll start with the waist closure. So the waist closure and fly on this are a button fly. There's just something about button flies. I feel, this is going to sound daft, I always feel more manly with the button fly. I don't know why, but I do. As far as the waistband is concerned, you have quite wide you have wide belt loops on here. This is a 40mm belt, but I have worn these with a 50mm belt. No issues being able to get the belt through those. So you have them here on the front over your hip bones, coming round onto the side at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position, here on the back, and then you have just one here in the middle. But you know, as far as putting shorts on is concerned, no issues being able to get these on and off. I would say that the fit on these is probably just a little bit baggier than some other shorts, but again, with that reference to kind of nostalgic shorts from the 90s, this is kind of the look and feel of shorts that I do quite like. They do sit a little bit lower as well. I guess if you're taller than me, as I mentioned, I'm 5'9", 5'10", then they would be a little bit higher, closer to your knee. But again, you know, because of my height, it hasn't really changed much in the last 30 years. I'm kind of used to them sitting just below the knee. Pockets are concerned, here on the front you have chino style pockets, so these come in from the side like a pair of dress trousers. You get your hands into these. Pockets are reasonably large, and they're also lined with the same material that the body of the shorts are made from. Here on the back you then have 2 butt pockets, and then you have flaps over the top each of these. Getting in and out of these flaps is actually a bit of a chore. It's a bit of a pain. So what I find, and I do with mine, is I just have the outside ones here, I have the buttons on those, and then the inside ones I have the buttons undone. It makes it easier for me to be able to get in and get my wallet, but it also makes it difficult enough that if somebody was trying to take something from my pockets, that they wouldn't be able to get the hand into there. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could totally open these up, or I guess you can push those into there as well, which would mean that they're just kind of out of the way if you did want to do that, but you just have to make sure you're keeping aware of what's around you. I also find that putting these down like this also protects those buttons. One thing that I have found about shorts and pants like this in the past is that these exposed buttons do like to get caught on stuff. So if you have the flap over there, then it stops the chances of your buttons being caught onto things. I probably talked way too much about pockets there. Now, coming down to the thighs, you then have 2 thigh cargo pockets. These are great, nice and large. Same with the other pockets with these. So at the front here, rather than having a button at the front, there is still a button on there, but what I meant is that this bit's also sewn into this section. A lot of you have probably seen these on pants before, whereas the one here on the back, this isn't sewn down. So being able to get in to get whatever you want, nice and easy. Close it back up again, then close this one, which do there. Whereas the one at the front here, I don't do that one up, mainly because there's no need to do this one up, because this section here is sewn down. Coming down to the hem around the bottom, you just have a folded over and then sewn hem. There's no sort of kind of tie downs or anything like that with these, which does mean, I will say, that if you're out walking with these, they just flow naturally. There's no sort of them getting stuck on things. You get a nice freedom of movement. Yeah, they're great. Now, I have worn other BDU style shorts in the past, so it's a very familiar pattern, I guess. Pattern would be the right word, I guess. So where you've got your pockets, where you've got the different buttons and sort of stuff. So if you've had other BDUs or BDU shorts from other manufacturers, you'll put this on and you'll just feel right at home. I think the beauty of these as well is they almost feel like shorts that I've owned for a couple of years. There's just a nice kind of relaxed feel to the cotton on them, which doesn't feel worn, it just feels relaxed. So it still gives me the confidence that these aren't just going to be a pair of shorts that are going to last me a single summer and then get thrown away. Yeah, these shorts will definitely last. Now, next up we have the Savage vintage shorts. These, I don't think these are modelled on any particular pattern of military shorts. These are kind of we'll just have a look at some old different types of shorts and we'll make something of our own, hence the name Savage. Savage vintage. They have a vintage look and feel to them, so there are like little areas that they just kind of rubbed down an extra little bit to give them a more worn feel to them. Just like before, 36-inch waist, these are an extra large, and they fit me perfectly. Now I will say with these are just that extra little bit more baggier than the BDUs, which is, as I gave the Limp Biscuit reference, they just feel a little bit more like the shorts that I 100% used to wear back in the 90s. And it's just these little bits that are on them that really kind of give me that retro vibe to them, which again, the Savage vintage. Also available in several different colours to suit your wants and desires. Now, as far as the waist closure on these, now the previous one, the belt that was on there was my own belt. They don't come with a belt. This one does come with a belt. It's a canvas webbing double ring kind of belt, which we all have seen or used these belts. You pass it through, pass it under, and then you're good. Of course, if you wanted to take this off, it's completely removable, and you could put something on instead. I've just kept this one on here, and in fact, when I've had these off, I've just washed them with this on. I didn't take it off. Now, that wasn't on purpose. I did that by accident, but again, no issues. I have took it off though, just to make sure that the belt loops on here, if you did want to put in a different belt, then they'll fit in, no issues whatsoever. So as far as the closure on this waist is concerned, it is different to the BDUs in the fact that you've got a button here at the top, which is the same as the BDUs, but then after that, as far as your fly hole is concerned, you've got an old school copper zip. Now, it doesn't say YKK on here, so I'm going to hazard a guess. What does it say on the bottom there? It just says size 5, but you know, it's a reasonably budget-friendly pair of shorts, so I'm certainly not concerned about the zip on this. But then on the inside, you do also have a waistband on here. So if you did want to tie this down, let's say maybe you're going to go and do some swimming, you took this belt off for some reason, then you can tie this in on the inside, and then you're good to go. But, you know, just what it is. Belt up, and then you're on. As far as the belt loops are concerned, if I remember rightly, they're the same. So you have 2 at the front here, you have 2 on your hips, 1 at 3 o'clock and 1 at 9 o'clock. You then have 2 behind those, and then you then have 1 here at the middle. I will say that the belt loops on these are a little bit beefier. So the ones on the BDUs, now I wouldn't say that they're thin, but on here they are beefier, they are thicker than the ones that are on the BDUs. Pockets on the front are the same, very similar to the BDUs. So these come in from the side and then down, similar to like a pair of chinos or a pair of dress pants. On the inside though, so as far as the construction of all of this is concerned, so these are made the same. These are made from cotton, 100% cotton. The BDUs are a ripstop. These aren't a ripstop, they're just a heavier cotton material. Now, I don't know what the grammage is on the BDUs compared to these, but these do just feel that extra little bit heavier, which is nice. It's certainly not a bad thing. But then when you come to the pockets, rather than having the same material as the main shorts, this is a poly cotton mix for the lining of the pockets, which again, you know, it is what it is, the nice pockets. Then coming down to your thigh pockets, this is one of the bigger differences between the two of these. So here you've still got your big, large, gusseted fat pockets, thigh pockets. You can fit plenty in here if you wanted to, but the closures on here instead, you have 2 press studs. So similarly, when I'm getting stuff in and out of these, if I do choose to put stuff in and out of these, then what I'll do is I'll always keep the front one. Why am I not being able to do that? Oh, it's because I'm not looking. Sometimes I do need to be able to look at stuff to be able to do it. I'm an idiot. So I'll keep the ones at the front closed and then the ones at the back open, which just means that I can get in and out easier, but things aren't going to fall out. Whenever I'm off somewhere, I'm pretty regimented. Left pocket phone, right pocket other stuff, probably a knife. Rear pocket is where I'm going to put my wallet. So when I've got my keys, then I'll just put my car keys into here. So yeah, so they're your thigh pockets. Now you do have additional pockets underneath these, which I think are quite funny. So I guess if these were military shorts, you'd be able to put some something into these. I don't think they're particularly useful. They're probably more for show. So you have two small pockets on here. Think of these as maybe small grenade pockets, possibly. And then on this side, you have one with a zip if you did want to put something in there. It's pretty small. It's only probably about 2 inches deep. You're not really going to put much into that. But if you wanted to, then you could do. I forgot to mention the back pockets. Fairly standard back pockets. You have a press stud on each of these and then they open out. Now with the BDUs, they were more like your pockets on a jeans, where it's a slit and you can put your hands into those, and the pocket is on the inside of the actual lining of the shorts. Whereas with these are external pockets, similar to your thigh pockets. There's a little bit of gusseting and room in here depending on how much you wanted to put into them. And then when you close these down, I do find that of the two, these are the hardest ones to put the watsits in, because you almost have to push those press studs into your bum cheeks quite a bit to get them shut. With these, I will say, they've never popped open, but because you've got this bit on the side, I have worried the most about putting my wallet into these. So instead, whenever I've worn these, I've put my wallet in my front pocket, or I've put my wallet here in the side. I might not even need to worry, but it's better to worry and just take precautions just in case. But the pockets on the back here are very big and very bellowy. Now the last little bit, coming down onto the hems on here, you have a folded hem in here, and then on the inside you then have a piece of webbing here, canvas webbing, whatever it is, that's been passed through, right over left, left over right. So if you wanted to, you can kind of batten these down a little bit. Back in the 90s, when I was a bit of a skater boy, I'd have my knee pads on. I'd probably either have these above, or if they were a little bit longer, I'd have these underneath and then tied underneath because they'd get in the way. You can pull them up if you're going to try and do a grind, or I don't know, whatever the stupid stuff we used to do back in the 90s. This again, that kind of look and feel, with them being the vintage, savage vintage pants, makes total sense. And yeah, a lot of the times I'd lose these, or they'd fall out, or they'd get caught on something, so I'd have to take them out. Now with these, they are, where are they sewn in? Are they sewn in? Yes, they are sewn in. So where this inner seam is here, they are sewn into that, so you can't take these out. I mean, you could do if you wanted to, if you were clever enough. But yeah, super kind of retro 90s cool with these. So there you have it, whether you go for the BDUs here in Flecktarn, also available in plenty of other different colours, or you go for the vintage savage, or the savage vintage shorts here in American Woodland, also available in plenty of other different colours as well. I think you're going to be very happy with either of these. Now I did mention that there was a third pair of shorts, and that's these, your classic swim shorts. Very similar to a lot of other shorts that you'll get like these. They're made from 100% nylon. They have that undercrackers on the inside, just to make sure your family jewels don't end up floating away whilst you're swimming next to somebody from a foreign country and she's like, oh, I've never seen a penis from the Kingdom of the Moorlands before. So yeah, these are awesome. Now the review on these are very quick. They're like every other pair of swim shorts that you've owned in the past. You put them on, you go for a swim. When you get out again, because I've got a fly on my back, because of the nylon that they're made from, they dry very quickly. If you decide that you're going to go for a swim and then maybe you're going to go into town, throw on a t-shirt, then incredibly comfy through the day. Pull cord on the front, pockets on the side, and if you are concerned about going into town and you've got a wallet, then you can put your wallet into here at the back as well. These are also available in several different colours. I got these in the OD green. They do them in multicam. I was going to get them in multicam, but they were out of stock, so I went for OD green instead, because it's just a staple colour, isn't it, at the end of the day? Your greens, greys and blacks will pretty much go with every other coloured t-shirt. Most, in fact, I'd say probably 99.9% of my t-shirts are black. But yeah, they'll fit with all of those. So there you go. For some shoes, I've not got the hiccups. But yeah, so they're the extra ones. They're the swim shorts. But again, I think whatever you go for with these, you're definitely going to be happy with them. Although Brandit are what many would consider to be a budget brand. The quality of them for budget brands is certainly excellent. Now I do want to say a huge thank you to Military First. They did send these 3 pairs of shorts to me. I've not been paid to make this content other than 3 pairs of shorts that I've worn for the last when did I get these? Two and a half months plus. I was away for a week in Gran Canaria with these and testing them. You've probably seen them in the footage whilst I was away there. So I've worked with Military First now for the last 6 or 7 years. Awesome company. They're not here in the Kingdom of the Moorlands, they're just over the border in England, but I'm never going to hold that against them. They're all very good people. Of course, I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from Military First and these shorts. I'll leave some of my social media links below as well, so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Are we recording? Oh, yes, we are recording. Something to help you keep warm in the winter. I mean, they weren't. I mean, you could wear them underneath your trousers in the winter to double layer them. You're a fucking idiot. Should we start that one? Shall we start that one again, children? Shall we? Or the Savage Vintage, or is it Vintage? Oh shit, I'm gonna have to do that again, aren't I? I did keep the thing. Oh God, I thought I'd lost it. I thought Mrs. Moorlander had thrown it away. Oh shit, I was right. Savage Vintage. Bollocks, we'll do that again. God, I'm out of breath. I've only walked from there to here. It's that hot today. Made from your regular kind of material that you get with these. It is nylon, sorry. No, fuck it, let's start that again. And that's a wrap. Kind of thing. Hope you're good. The only thing that shorts, and I wear shorts 24/7 apart from when I come out into the woods, because I've been here for what, about an hour filming a few different things, and I've already had 3 different bites on my legs, and that was just the 20 minutes that I had my actual trousers off so I could review some shorts. Yeah, I need to have a word with my grounds people to get all of these flies off my land. Bloody annoying squatters. Fly squatters, that's what we need. Anyway. I hope you're good, whatever corner of the world you're in. I hope you've all got a little bit of sunny weather, I suppose, especially in the northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere, it might be a little bit colder for you guys down there, but you know, it all works out. You'll get warm and we'll get cold, and we'll get warm and then you'll get cold. It's the circle of life. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, yeah, hope you're good. I'll see you all soon. Of course, you know, as always, freaking love you guys. Yeah, see you in a bit. So that fly just landed. It has just landed on my back again, a little bastard. Anyway, you know the deal. See you in a bit. Love you. Bye.